rocket like rocket fuel.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Carolina Panthers and the Baltimore Ravens. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25.
Ready? Check, 59. Bring it! Motion. Watch out.
First carry now for Justice Hill. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain?
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it, eluding the pressure right. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Slam. 54, right there. 54.
A first carry now for Jordan Howard. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 41-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Running from the gun with Howard. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and 5.
Here we go. Set. 60-yard. Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus. Hold. 54's mine. 54's mine. Go.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. 3rd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, You really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. From midfield now, here's Jackson. He's going to air one out. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Kevon Seymour. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
20.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 7, Newton. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd.
26 months.
A shotgun snap for Newton. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Tyus Bowser able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today, a guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were in the right place so there were no creases?
They missed their fits, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no fit there. The only fit was at the end when he threw his headset down after that big run.
They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Now a first carry for their fullback. He will push his way down to about the 14. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defense coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
56 outlaw. 56. Army. Let's go.
They'll run from the pistol with Howard. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Ready, set. 56 is the mic. It's our time. It's our time. Go.
On third down, Jackson. And it'll be intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And he will be brought down, but he's got the interception on the final play of this first quarter. Panther football to start quarter number 2, as they'll start with a 1st and 10 at their own 20. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
At the 20-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. From the gun, here's Newton. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big play there for the Panthers. And even 50 yards. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Gun.
Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the first.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
The first red zone opportunity for the Panthers thus far. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Now a toss. This is McCaffrey. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He lost 6 there on the 1st down play.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Now on 2nd and 16. Newton. Green brings it in. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Now Newton. He's got his man here. It's Green. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. On the ground, McCaffrey. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
2nd and goal from the 1. And they'll turn to a power game to to try to get in. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. It's the fullback. His second touchdown on the season as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey already? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy. I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
2nd and 5 now. Jackson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The Ravens on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Jackson. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Flushed out right. He'll run it. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And it's picked up by the Ravens.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So, should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about any more.
No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 26-yard line.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Check 59, Mike. Mike to 59.
To throw on 3rd down, Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. A good pickup there at 22.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. Towards the end zone for Brown. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Marquise Brown, his 14th touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half.
Well,
there's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, where they want to let their return guy touch it.
Tucker with the extra point, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
At their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, just string them together. Could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
He's got a man on the crossing route. That's more. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it seems almost effortless.
And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Newton will bring him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game.
Let's go, dude. 29 is the mic. Mic 29. I got you. Express! Great.
Out of the gun, Newton. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
26 mark. 26 mark.
To throw again. Newton. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. Here's McCaffrey. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. Now, the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard. Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit. Yeah. Now Brown, he lost the football, and it's picked up by the Panthers. But they will not be able to capitalize as time has run out here on the first half of play. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Starting the second half with a run by McCaffrey. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Gun. 56,
From the 31, Newton. Sideline throw, that's caught by Moore. 11 yards and a Panther first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Great. Hey!
This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Mark 56.
Throwing is Newton. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Great. I got this.
From the gun, Newton. And that is incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Kenny Clark, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And that'll be marked down as their first sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week, and this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back. And they did a great job in the first half. And now they've gotten their first sack here in the second half. Look out, they'll try to increase the pressure.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
On 2nd and 12, Newton, rush coming, and he's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
59 mark, 59 mark.
Play action. Now Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
You know they wanted, you know they expected. They needed him to be sharp coming out after the half. Unfortunately, he's missed his first 3 throws. I wonder if he got out late and missed his warm-up time.
The whole team did come out a little bit later than usual. I don't know, maybe there's something to that.
Must have been a heck of a halftime speech.
Yeah, maybe just trying to rally the troops back from this deficit. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Jackson. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
36. Mike, check. 59.
Jackson from the shotgun. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Let's go. I'm on. Every time. Ready, go.
Again, Jackson. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
On 2nd down, it's Howard. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 16 yards on that one and a Raven 1st.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3-and-out.
A good run by Jordan Howard, and now another 1st and 10. Now Jackson. Got him in. It's Brown. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That one good for 13 and a Raven 1st down. Jackson now, perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They pitch out to Howard. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
You ain't doing nothing today.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Hill. Hill's hit, and he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. On 3rd down, this is Howard. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down. That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You're watching. The NFL on EA Sports. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They opt to go for it, and they get it. 1st and goal after a pickup of 5. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. Jackson going to get this out to Brown. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
56. Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. All right, here we go. Watch the safety creep.
The carry here for the big tight end. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
Brandon, if I wanted to run the football this close to the goal line, I think I just turn around and hand it to my tailback. Too many things could go wrong in this situation. I think they're fortunate just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Rotate, spell. Short. Mike's 56. Mike's 56. Right here. Hey, 56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. You can't block me. You can't block me.
3rd and goal, Jackson. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Newton. He rifles complete. Caught by Moore. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Newton. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
I can't help but laugh, and the only reason is anytime the backup breaks a big one like that, he's going to be hard to deal with in film, wanting to know why he's not getting starters carries.
That's what he's thinking. Great carry there. Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution. Yeah,
and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. On 2nd and 11 now. Newton nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It's a safety blitz and a sack for Earl Thomas.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. He has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. You talk about a big kick under pressure in the 4th quarter. I mean, that wasn't like a 33-yarder. That was long distance.
Not only does it show the faith that they have in him, but also remember, if they'd missed that one, they're giving up the ball near midfield, so they had to be very confident that he was going to put that one through the post.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Back to throw. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Watch the slants. Watch the slants.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
But there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10.
59 Mike. 59 Mike. Check. 59.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. The Ravens get a new set of downs. Give them 17 on that pickup. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. Back to throw. Gets this to his running back, Jordan Howard. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Mike to 59. Mike, check, 59.
They'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, but now it'll be 3rd down. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Check. Lucky. Check. Hey, watch it.
Jackson to throw. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it, because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for Carolina, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10-4. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.